Bleach, Thousand-Year Blood War, Part 2, Episode 6. At the Soul King Palace, the member of the Royal Guard waits for Ichigo Kurosaki as he prepares to depart to the Serite. Ichigo is all geared up, looking a bit puzzled, wondering why he needs this many clothes. Senjimaro tells him it's to protect him as he descends through 72 layers of protection. Then, she opens the magical stairs that lead downwards. Kirinji tells him it will take him about a week, with the flash steps, to reach the Serite, but Ichigo, being who he is, says he will do it in half an hour. He wants to get down there before the Quincy invades. Too late though, as Ichibei informs him the invasion has already begun. Without wasting time, Ichigo jumps from the platform and plunges down while he says his goodbye to the 4-0 squad captains. In the secret lab, Mayuri asks Urahara how he intends to turn things around. While Urahara was thinking, he gets a surprise call from Ichigo. Our main man tells Urahara that they should hold on for a bit longer. He's on the way to get things done, no matter the situation of the battle. Urahara is relieved and responds that they'll be waiting. After the call, Ichigo wonders why Urahara didn't tell him about the battle. Meanwhile, at the Quincy Silburn, Jagram Hashwalth decides to give Yuryu Ishida some inside info about the leader, Yhwach. He takes Yuryu to a spot where two defeated Sternritters, Songdu and BG9, are tied up. Hashwalth tries to chop one of their heads off with his sword, but Songdu turns to metal and blocks it. Too bad though, it seems this is the end of the road for these two because they ended up getting their heads chopped up. Yuryu is totally shocked, and Hashwalth explains that when people with a bit of Yhwach's soul die, Yhwach takes all their powers and knowledge. BG9 and Song are strong fighters, Yuryu said, wondering why they have to be killed. But Hashwalth says that their big boss, Yhwach, has a different plan and he gets to decide what's needed for this plan. He reminds Yuryu that he also drank Yhwach's blood and got stuck with some mark on his soul that he can't escape from. So, Hashwalth lets Yuryu know that Yhwach has to keep fighting and absorbing souls to avoid something bad from happening, but we don't get to hear what this bad thing is. Meanwhile, Rukia flies around, and she can't sense the Ryatsu of the others, which she thinks is a bad sign. She lands on a rooftop, thinking about meeting up with Renji. Then, out of nowhere, she feels someone grabbing her wrist. Behold, it's the creepy Quincy guy, as Nodt. They figure out who each other is and he wants to know where Byakuya is. Rukia doesn't spill the beans, so as Nodt starts attacking her with these sharp energy thorns. Rukia blocks them with ice, but he says ice can't stop the fear. He makes this purple fear liquid spread all over. But Rukia is not scared. She freezes one of his thorns and shows off the power of her icy sword. She's all cool and collected while the creepy Quincy is getting frustrated. Rukia figures out that the Quincy's fear-inducing attacks can get to her through even a tiny bit of skin contact. He talks about how fear and safety are tied to life and death, and how everyone avoids death because they fear it. Rukia, though, surprises the dude by revealing that she's not actually alive right now. She can control her body's temperature and basically freeze everything around her. Of course, as Nodt thinks this sounds crazy because obviously a frozen body wouldn't function like at all. But Rukia has found a way to temporarily kill her body by controlling its energy. She attacks and freezes his shoulder and keeps getting colder and colder. She even freezes the ground, causing it to shake. When as Nodt tries to attack, Rukia goes super cold, like ridiculously cold, and freezes his body solid. But she can only keep it up for a short time before she needs to warm up again. In the end, she notices a little cut on her thumb, realizing she might have pushed the absolute zero thing a bit too far. Out of the blue, Rukia gets this wild vision of the creepy dude. Flashback time. As Nodt used to be stuck in a hospital, hooked up to a ventilator, feeling the agony of just breathing. He's like, life's a major pain, right? Then boom, Yhwach pops up and offers the frail dude a power-up to survive this mess. Fast forward to the present, as Nodt says like, the only thing that freaks him out is getting scolded by Yhwach. He breaks free from the ice that's got him locked up, but it's a really nasty scene with flesh tearing off. Then, he activates his Quincy, Vollstandig, Tatarfaras. So, Rukia attacks him, but every time she swings, her blade doesn't even touch the guy. As Nodt explains that she can't hit him because seeing him causes her nerves to experience his fear-inducing abilities. Then, he traps her in this trippy dome of eyes, saying she's stuck. Rukia closes her eyes, hoping to escape, but he is like, "Naya, your bad memories are gonna haunt you big time." Rukia starts freaking out, imagining her dying and all gross. Just when things look super grim, the dome splits open, and here comes Byakuya to the rescue. Now, as Nodt is excited because he's been hunting for him, he taunts Byakuya about their first battles where he ripped out the captain's guts, but Byakuya ignores him. So, the Sternritter tries to trap Byakuya again with that "I don't" thing. Rukia warned Byakuya not to look at as Nodt, but the creepy dude said it was too late. Byakuya isn't bothered though and destroys the dome pieces that as Nodt made using blade petals. The creepy Quincy thought Byakuya used his Bankai. What he doesn't know is that Byakuya has gone through an upgrade because what he used is his Shirkai. Byakuya explained that as Nodt stealing his superpower actually helped him understand the true power of his Zanpakuto better. This pisses off as Nodt, so he tries to hurt Byakuya by transforming into a weird, gross version of himself, declaring he will make the siblings suffer. But Byakuya is too big for that, so he ignores the creepy dude and talks to Rukia, telling her fear comes from feeling insecure. The big and ugly as Nodt says he's ready to finish things, but Byakuya leaves it to Rukia. This time, she's not scared anymore and she activates her Bankai, Haka no Togame, causing a pillar of ice to erupt and freeze as Nodt in ice. In the aftermath, as Nodt realizes he is going to die, so he apologizes to Yhwach. He agonizes over the pain he is feeling before the top half of his larger body's head is destroyed, leaving the rest of the body to crumble and fall apart in large chunks. Standing in front of Az's remains is Rukia, in an icy kimono with transparent adornments and lilac hair, the true manifestation of her Bankai. Byakuya rushes to Rukia and tells her to be careful with her Bankai and not to rush things because it can be quite dangerous. He says fighting with all your might isn't worth your life. So, he asks Rukia to join him in protecting Soul Society, and she agrees. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Esene is watching over two unconscious captains, Quincy and Rose. Then Ichigo, from the 11th Division, comes over with bedding. Esene apologizes for the dangerous job, but Ichigo doesn't mind. Ichigo explains that she's got nothing else to do because her captain, Kenpachi Zaraki, is taking forever to come back. So she grabs stuff whenever she sees it. Esene is surprised they haven't been caught. Suddenly, this weird guy, Yaneo Lee, appears out of nowhere and messes with Esene's thoughts. Ichigo punches him, but he disappears and confuses her. He makes fun of her, saying he can vanish from their sight and minds. I guess we just got teased with the next battle, so find out in the next episode. If you enjoyed this video, remember to smash that like button and hit that subscribe bell so you can experience the epicness of the next episodes. So, stay tuned for more epic battles and mind-bending twists.